Hi, I'm Miriam Hendrickson with Nextdoor Realty.
AJ Angela with Nextdoor Realty as well. Current market conditions. The housing market has reached a tipping point. The inventory levels are still relatively low, but the mortgage rates have reached 21-year high today on August 17th, almost 8% for a third-year fixed conventional. Buyers who were qualified for a $500,000 house a year ago, their buying power would go down to more like 450 or so because the interest rate is so high. So when you're making your monthly mortgage payment, which has four components, your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, the interest component is high. It's almost 300% from 2021, 2022, where they're at almost 2.5%, 3%.
The current market conditions for buyers put them in a place where they are not able to buy as much house as they want. Before, there weren't houses to buy, and now there are some market changes where there are houses to look at and buy, but they are trying to keep within their budget, specifically monthly payments. With the increased rates, they are looking at going from a home, like AJ was saying, almost $50,000 less than what they maybe were looking at a year ago, just to kind of keep on track with their budgeting and making sure that they're not overextending themselves.
Know your must-haves and nice-to-haves, right? Have those non-negotiables. These are the things we want to look for. Have a budget, stick to it, because more important than before, with the interest rate so high, you want to make sure you're not house poor. You're comfortable with the payments, and you have your savings accounts and separate from instead of sinking everything into the house.
One of the things that we offer is the fact that we can help our clients, our buyers, figure out their monthly payments as we go house to house. We can look at the price of the home, put that with the interest rate, and right there on the spot, looking at the taxes and telling them approximately what that monthly payment will be. And then they can kind of adjust as we're looking at homes, whether they even want to be in that bracket or not, or whether they want to maybe go to an area where the property taxes are a little bit lower. So there's a couple different ways to solution figuring out what kind of home that they are looking for or that buyers want. But ultimately, I think it is about finding what are those non-negotiables for you as a buyer looking for a house. You absolutely need 4 bedrooms. Then we can help get that happening at a price that works for the buyer, whether that's an overall price reduction or finding an area that fits that monthly payment.
It's not all gloomy and doomy, right? Just from an optimistic standpoint, we're going through an inflationary period right now. The interest rates are so high. So there sure is going to be a day where we're going to go through the deflationary period. So one suggestion or a point to consider is, how about looking at ARM products, adjustable rate mortgages, right? They're good for 3, 5, 7 years. You get the lowest rate possible right now, and it is set to readjust when that ARM expires. So how about we look at those products, because you'll have an opportunity to refinance to a lower interest rate in the near future. And most likely it would go down. I think the Feds have said this would be the last raise they would do. So in the next 2-3 years, it should go back. Probably not down to the historic 2% where they were. Probably we would see rates somewhere in the 3s and the 4s is my guess. With the labor market softening up a little bit, I think that the housing market is tipping and pivoting towards a better equilibrium between the buyers and sellers. We're seeing trending right now where the average days on the market are slightly going up. Don't take me wrong, there's still those good houses that everybody wants that are getting into multiple offer scenarios and bidding wars and all that. But we're seeing a softening of the scenario where the market is trying to be a little bit more buyer friendly, finding that equilibrium. Correct. A good suggestion for the buyers in this market is not just look for a house that just came on the market this Friday or it will be on the market this weekend, or look at the houses that came on the market last 2 weeks, right? Why did it not jump on the market? Could they have a better view and look at it, kind of have a reconsideration? Hey, this is a good house. So your odds of not overbidding or paying a fair market value are much higher with those homes than that coming soon listings on the market.
I agree. I think a lot of our buyers right now are seeing that there are homes that they can put in a cart that they're looking at from our searches that we set up for them. and they're available more than 3 days or 5 days. Like we can actually put a cart together and go and plan a whole day of showings on a Saturday and see 5 to 7 homes, of which they may really like 3 of them, which is a really different turn in the market from just a couple months ago over the summer or the spring market, where inventory was so low, people couldn't even find a house that they were interested in that fit any of their main criteria. And so now at least there are homes that people are getting excited about, even loving, which makes a house worth buying, even though it may be a little bit more monthly if you really love it. Yeah, when listing and selling in this environment, you can be sure that there are still buyers out there, which is really good to know. It's still a seller's market. You're still likely to get top dollar for your home, but maybe not some of those outrageous deals that sellers were getting, where they were getting 50, 60, 100 grand over asking, all cash, no inspections, no appraisals. That period, I feel like, is definitely shifting back to a more normalized kind of contract that engages the full aspect of buyer protections like inspections and appraisals. But sellers are still getting top dollar, so they still may have multiple offers.
Keep
And
in
they,
mind, you only need one buyer.
it's so true. You don't need 20 different offers to have to sort through and figure out the nuances of what's best if you just have a really good offer on the table.
So presenting your house in the best shape it can is very important. Staging, a fresh coat of paint, and
Yeah, being ready for market as a seller is really important, even though it is a seller's market, because there are a lot of buyers and they've been shopping for a long time. So we make sure when we go in to meet you as a listing, a potential listing or a seller, that we help make your home really market ready, really saleable, which is different than just getting the top dollar. If it's saleable, you're getting people who really do fall in love with your home because it is fresh. It is something that they can put their name on and see themselves in. So that includes things like AJ was saying, staging, having contractors come in and fix little nuances that you've been meaning to get to for 10 years, cleaning it up really good. Sometimes we can become blind to our own chaos and dirt a little bit because it's just been there for so long. So we have teams of people we bring in who can give fresh eyes and give us some really good and pointed advice on how to move forward with your listing.
if you need to list your home and sell it quickly, give us a call. We'd love to help.